What's up, everybody? Welcome to Wetumpka. Yes, this is Elmore County in Alabama. This town was the HGTV hometown winner, and I'm gonna do a live stream. Live stream here from this awesome little town. Having trouble with the internet at home, so I figured let's go for a little walk. Hey, what's up, Chelsea? It's Eileen. Hey, what's up? Well, we're in Wetumpka. As you guys know, this is the HGTV, the TV show HGTV, the winner. They won the hometown takeover thing. So I heard that a few days ago, somebody very special that was on TV. I think it's Ben. It's Ben and what's the girl's name? And Aaron, is that their name? They were here, and there was like TV crews and there's cops and everything and security and all that. So it seems like they're starting to pick up some action here with the HGTV show. So anytime now you could run into them here in town. So that's pretty cool. I love these Alabama small towns. This being a great one. So yeah, I'm having trouble with the internet at home. Hey, what's up? Welcome on board. We're having trouble with the internet at home, so I figured, let me just do a live stream because I'm going to be missing you guys until I can get this whole internet situation figured out. I can't believe they make it so difficult, you know? Like, it really shouldn't be this difficult. Right over there is the bridge. Now, that bridge crosses, I believe it's the Coosa River. I don't know, quote me on that one. I can't remember which one it was. There's so many rivers in our county that I'm not even sure which one it is. But, yeah, this is the little town that won the HGTV hometown show, and I honestly think there's a lot more towns that need it. This fort was built by the French, and what do your neighbors do for internet? They don't. It's very rural where I live, and I think there's one Wi-Fi. Like in my whole neighborhood, there's only one other Wi-Fi other than mine. Welcome on board, everybody. I mean, I do YouTube, but it's like when you tell people here you do YouTube, they're like, what? Remember, small town USA. This is kind of more country out here, so it's not like in the city where everybody's got Wi-Fi. Where I lived in Florida, I could pick up 20 Wi-Fi signals from my house. Here, there's mine, and then like my neighbor's TV, and then that's it. So, anyways, I think this little town is awesome, and I think there's a lot of advantages, I think. I'll be honest, I think there's a lot of other towns that needed to win that hometown challenge a whole lot more than this town. This town is already in good shape, I think, for being Alabama, but it could use investment. Of course it could. It's not a perfect, it could use a little bit of help. So I heard that they were there at that Frios, and there was like cops, and there was like security and camera crews and all that going on. I guess some of the local people still haven't figured out why there's... some of the local people haven't figured it out yet, but it's a beautiful little town overall. It's really pretty out here, and we're loving it. This is the county that I live in, so being the county that I live in, being my home county, I had to come over here to do some stuff at the county. So yes, same county, Elmore County, where I live in. So this is my county, my home county, call it that. It's just did our Homestead Exemption, and my taxes are going to be less than $300 a year for property taxes. Of course, that doesn't even cover garbage collection. That's just like, give us $300 and then go on your way. It's not like in Florida where you pay a lot for property taxes, but you get a lot of services in return. Here, you just kind of pay property taxes, and well, that's it. So yes, I was on Facebook, and they were saying this Frios here. I guess there been an errand. Must have been an errand. From when I figured they were here, I guess yesterday or the day before, I can't remember. My memory's that bad. So what are you guys doing on, what is today, Friday? I don't even know what day of the week it is. Is it Friday or Thursday? What day is it? I don't even know. Don't even know what day of the week it is. That's pretty bad. My only suggestion for Wi-Fi would be satellite's expensive. Oh, we are already paying expensive internet. Oh, it's already expensive. We're paying for our phones $150 for both our iPhones when we use them both for the YouTube. Like I'm using my iPhone right now, so we're paying $150 for each for both iPhones and $100 for internet. So we're already spending $250 on internet. We already expensive. I mean, I'm okay with it. Could be up to $300. I don't care. I mean, we YouTube, so we make money off YouTube. So I can. Oh, I thought I was on do not disturb mode, and here I got somebody trying to call me from Florida. And I know it's a YouTube situation because why else would they be calling me from Homestead, Florida? But I thought I put this thing on do not disturb. I hate that. It's like I'll be on a live stream and somebody will start trying to call me and call me and call me. And take a clue, man. If I hang up on you right away, don't keep calling. I've lost live streams that way where somebody keeps calling and calling and calling, and then you kind of lose your live stream over it, you know? Nice flowers. Oh, looks like a little restaurant up there. Now hiring. Hey, I know somebody looking for a job. Is Katie watching us? Is Katie in here? It's not fast food. Fast food jobs suck. Fast food jobs really suck. What is that? It's like an ice cream place or something? I don't know. But it's called Kusa Cleaver. Not sure what that's about. They're hiring, whatever it is. We stay in Homestead every time we go to the Keys. Yeah, I like Homestead because of I'm a fanatical, tropical fruit person. So, I go there for the fruit and spice park, and yeah, buddy. I mean, I would actually time a trip to Florida during that time of the year. Gotta love Alabama, You see all types of crazy rides out here. You really do see some crazy rides out here. That is sweet. That is Alabama right there, y'all. Sweet rides. Then you can cut from here. You can cut right back into town through here. But we're going to walk this way. We don't want to walk through the people. Yes, that is so fresh, man. Look at that thing. Stay off the dock in Gantry. Yeah, buddy. That is fresh. Fresh, 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 fresh. Loving Alabama. Make sure y'all hit the like button that lets YouTube know you like our live streams. Any questions about my move so far? It's been a little bit hectic. I've had so many things go wrong. Now we got the problem with the internet. I spent 3 days. Yes, 3 days trying to change a bearing on my trailer. Basically, the axle dried up, and I was doing a job in a really sandy spot, and I guess I got sand inside of the axle. And it was like the most nightmarish situation because my trailer is really old, and the hubs, they don't make these hubs anymore. So I had to totally redo the hubs into a more common setup. The first thing that happened was, for rent. Is anybody looking? Hi, I can see myself. How y'all doing today? Anybody looking for a Cuban restaurant? Oh, I love it out here. Hey, yeah, Latasha, what's up? I hope you guys are doing great in Florida. I will visit your little town. I'll get to your little area of Alabama. I went all the way to Selma, but I had stuff to do, so I had to come back. It's only an hour and a drive to Selma from where I live. Is Katie getting comfy? Oh, she loves the new house. We love it. It's doing great. Yep. Did the realtor let you know ahead about the internet? Yeah, we talked about it, but I didn't realize. I thought I could just pay and have whatever I wanted. So it's not the realtor's fault. My realtor did a great job. My realtor hooked me up in massive ways. Like, my realtor really, really took care of me, so I can't complain about my realtor. I mean, and I was scared. I mean, coming from Florida. Like, that's not thing about, like, business-wise. Like, when I started doing business here with people, like, I creep people out. They're like, dude, why are you so uptight? Why are you so concerned about getting... Like, my roofing guy, he was like, I need half the money up front. And I was like, okay, I'll give you the money up front. No, when the materials are there. So, yeah, bring the materials, put them on my driveway, have your guys working. And he was like, dude, why are you so, like, uptight about this? I'm like, because I'm from Florida. He's like, people here aren't going to do that to you. Tell Katie I'm glad she is happy. We already having... Katie's having some health problems, too. It's just like, the girl's trying. She's going on walks, and she really is trying. But, man, when you got health problems, any effort you do, it just gets complicated, you know? Like, I don't want to do this, and I don't even know if we can, but I think we're going to have to try to get her a disability. Like, we've tried not to do that, but I don't think it's going to happen. I think we're going to have to go with the disability for her. And hopefully in Alabama, they'll give it to her. In Florida, they don't want to give you anything. Man, it's so hard in Florida to do anything, to get any type of benefit. And so far in Alabama, one of the most frustrating things is, dude, they'll tax you for anything here. You're getting taxed. I looked at my phone bill. There's like $30 in taxes on my phone bill. I'm like, $30 for our phone bills and taxes? Yes. At first, I was like, how does Alabama keep so many people on Section 8? This restaurant is awesome. Coach's Corner. They have a really good view out back. You'll see part of it here soon. So it's like, how does Alabama keep so many people? Oh yeah, this is an awesome little town. It really is. And there's even more to it. Like there's a casino on the other side of town that's like a skyscraper. Oh, I mean, I don't know if it's like 20 or 30 stories tall. You can probably see the tip of it from here. It's like a skyscraper, and it's a casino. And there's the bridge. I mean, this is no wonder they chose this town for the HGTV thing. It is really one of the most beautiful little towns. It's incredible. And behind us, you see that mountain ridge behind us. That is an impact crater from a meteorite. Yeah. So you can see behind us there's a hill. And that hill is like the outside rim of a crater impact. So there's a formation here. And when you look at that formation, it's kind of like a crater impact type of thing. Where there's like, I don't know, it's weird. But basically like there's like a 4-mile crater there. And this is the outside rim. And it comes right to the edge of town. It's really weird. Town needs a little bit of investment, but there is, it rained a lot because of those hurricanes. So the water's going to be moving really fast. I haven't done any fishing yet. I got some plans to go fishing here soon. I still don't even have my Alabama fishing license. There's, like I said, the axle, I went through the axle thing. That was a nightmare. It normally takes an hour to change an axle. It took me 3 days. You hear the mockingbirds? You hear it? Beautiful. How beautiful. Listen to the mockingbird. There's a little bird feeder here. Oh my gosh, this place is so amazing. And again, this is the same county that I live in. This is my small county in Alabama. We really got, we did good. A nice little bird feeder. There are so many hummingbirds out here. You can smell the birds. You can hear the mockingbird over me. This place is so beautiful. There's mockingbirds. See, they're fishing right over there. I gotta watch where they're fishing just to get their fishing spots and kind of copy their techniques, because I don't know what fishing's gonna be like over here. So there's all these weird sculptures here, and there's several of them. We'll look at the other ones. They're more interesting. Can you imagine that? Oh, look at that water moving. I can't get enough of that mockingbird. And there's a camera here looking back at the bridge for some reason. Look at this, y'all. Isn't this just amazing? Maybe the impact of the crater ripped up all the rocks. Who knows, man? Now this is scary because there's nothing preventing you from just falling off this cliff here. There should definitely be a railing along the sidewalk to keep people from flying off into the... I mean, it's literally like a 60-foot drop. Grocery store? I'm not sure about the grocery store. I think they have a Publix. No, they don't have a Publix here. Florida keeps denying... I don't know what I did. Huh. Okay, I missed Katie's comment. Florida keeps denying me due to burden of proof. However, I don't go to doctors. Yeah, of course, we can afford doctors. So how are you going to have a doctor say you're disabled? Yeah, you can't get any type of benefits in Florida. I think here maybe she'll get her disability. She really needs it. I mean, it's more than anything just to get the Medicaid or Medicare, whatever they give you. That guy is having the day of his life. He's out there on a boat fishing. He's throwing a big... I got to watch what he does. He's throwing a big plug. I'd love to see him catch something. He's got a little John boat. And there's a lot of current moving behind him, but he's like right in the middle of it. So he's not going to... There's current moving through this like channel. And there's current moving through that channel. But he's like casting into the front of that little thing right there. And he's sitting like in a pool where the water's not moving. So definitely got to watch what he's doing. He's throwing a big plug of some sort. Got to see what he's doing so when I go fishing I can copy him, because I bet fishing here is totally different than Florida. Yeah, there's like no barrier here. I mean, quite literally, you could literally tumble all the way down there. It doesn't look like it's that deep on the video, but just to give you a perspective of how high we are, that's like a 30, 40-foot plant, and I'm actually higher than that tree, so we're actually higher than the tree line here. And there are fire ants, so like literally you could just have a fire ant bite you in the leg, get scratched, and fall off a cliff. I think one of the investments this town's definitely going to need is a railing here to keep people from falling into this thing. But that's Alabama for you. Let's just leave it all up to yourself. If you get too close and you fall, well, oh well. That's Alabama for you. You're so on your own out here. It's like incredible. You got to be really independent out here. This state will not hold your hand for you. It's just one of those states where you're on your own, buddy. Make it work. Savage out here, to be honest, at times. It's pretty, it's nice, but I feel like the savagery of this place at moments. Yeah, no matter what, some people think Canada's healthcare system ain't bad. What they say, I finally got a doctor appointment. Just $100 a visit. Yeah, you need $1 million to see a doctor in America. And the thing about Alabama, it's just like, it is for poor people because you kind of pass up on a lot of the things you're forced to pay in other places. But then we're used to it, so we end up having to pay for stuff anyways. Like, yeah, I just came here to Elmore County, which is here in Wetumpka. That's why we're here in Wetumpka. We came here to do our property taxes, and it's only $250 with a homestead exemption. But that doesn't include garbage collection, which is $200 with a private company, and you only get one garbage can. So it's like, at the end of the day, it almost feels like regardless, even though like it appears to be cheaper, in the long run it really isn't. This is some type of old motorcycle they got here. Yes. Seen any gators in the water? No, I haven't seen gators here. Yeah, there are gators. There's gators as far north of us, Kentucky, but you'll not see them. So far, we haven't seen them. First 100 first visits every... Yep. Yep. The hustle and bustle of life, man. It's just... No matter how much money you make, it's never enough. There's always something else you need to do. Somebody just let their dog poop there, and they just left it there. You can hear a sound system on the bridge. Yeah, so you get good views here. That's one thing. This place is so... All the doctors are covered in Canada. Yeah, we do minimal health. Not because we don't want to. It's just... It's like, when you're poor, you kind of have to decide what's more important. And you have to just kind of pass on a lot of things, you know. And healthcare is one of the things that a lot of poor people in the United States just have to pass on. Katie went to the dentist to have a tooth pulled that's been bothering her forever. Nice little turtle. Let's see what we got here. Recently had, and it was a lot cheaper than in Florida. In Florida, it would have been into the thousands of dollars. Oh my gosh. Yes. Are the people friendly? I don't think they are in Florida. No, people here are friendly, but they're also oddly weird. People are friendly here, but they're also so weird at times. It's hard to explain it. They're friendly superficially. I don't know how to explain it. Like, I feel that here everything's face value. You know what I mean? Like, for example, in Florida, I don't even know how to explain it. It's weird. It is weird, guys. I don't even know how to explain it. Okay, like Southern people will you'll think they're being friendly, but they're not. Like, so like city people can be more discreet. I don't even know how to explain it. It's like Southern people, like, you ever heard the saying, like, bless your heart? That's not really like bless your heart. It's kind of like you're dumb or something. Like, check this out. Oh my gosh. I cannot believe that this is like a thing. Like, you're on the sidewalk, and if you take a foot off that sidewalk, you are literally going to tumble 60 feet. That is so irresponsible. I mean, like, that is beyond irresponsible. Are you kidding me? Look, here you are. You're on this sidewalk, and if you take one step off this sidewalk, you're going 60 feet down. How does, like, this city not get sued for that? How does, like, somebody doesn't, like, well, I don't get it. It is so irresponsible. So here it is, like, the government here doesn't hold your hand. You know, like, in other places, the government will hold your hand and walk you through life. It's a huge liability. Like, see this thing here? Like, you can sit on this little bench. Just make sure there's no fire ants on it. For some reason, there's a fish net at the bottom. I'm going to sit on it. But, yeah, oh, this is awesome. Oh, this is a really cool spot to sit and just swing here. When I was living in Alabama, I didn't have any problems with people. No, you won't. You know why you won't have problems with people? Because every single person is carrying a weapon. Like, that's what city people don't understand about living in the country is, like, city people think that guns are bad and that guns are related to, like, delinquency, pretty much. Like, city people think, oh, you have a gun, you're a thug. There's a duck right there. Y'all see that? That's a duck. I don't know what type of duck it is, but it's like 3 or 4 of them. I've seen a lot of Canada geese. When there's weapons, people, like in Florida, my neighbors did all types of stupid stuff. You know, they try to argue with you and they fight with you and they, you know, try to start crap for no reason. Hey, Katie, if you're watching, you could probably drive over here, Katie. I'm right in front of the bridge. You could probably drive over here. Katie's by the courthouse. You could probably drive over here if you want to, Katie. It's really pretty. There's an ambulance coming over there. So I think, like, come over here, Katie. Come on by. Look, there's a parking spot right next to me. Just come around the back. You know where the Coach's Corner is? Between Coach's Corner and the bridge. That's where I'm at right now. Come on over here, baby. So you can get a really good view. Katie's not even able to walk today. And it's like, I feel that she needs to be disabled, but like in Florida, we hadn't been able to get her disabled. And we tried. I think here in Alabama, we'll have better chances at it. Yeah, people are always waving and speaking. You'll notice here, people are so much friendlier. People here will actually wave at you. They'll actually talk to you. You can have a conversation with a stranger. Like, there's just more approachable. That is for a fact. You know, small town USA, it is friendly. Overall, it's a very friendly place, very friendly people. And, but you're also, like, that little sidewalk thing over there. Like, it's not a place that holds your hand and walks you through life. Yeah, even though they don't know you, like, people here are friendly. No doubt about it. People in Alabama are friendly. They're just happier. Like, I think they're happier. I think people here are happier than in Florida. Even though we have these look at these gray skies. Isn't that, like, depressing to look at? I think the gray skies are depressing. If you're far inland, the clouds formulate over land. Car accident? Or somebody's just burning out? Not sure. Like, if you're far inland, you're going to have more cloud cover. Hopefully when the winter comes, we'll get more sunny days in the winter, because right now, gray days like this are like since we've been here, it's been like this like every single day. And when I was in Wisconsin, it was the same way. Look at the osprey. He's going to go down. He's going to go for it. Boom, in the water. Did he get a fish? He got a fish. Did he? Yeah, he got a fish. Cool. So, if you like nature, Alabama's awesome. We've had a lot of really like, I told myself, we're going to move to Alabama, we're going to leave a savings, right? We're going to leave like $5,000 or something that we're not going to touch no matter what as a savings. You know, like, I'm not going to be in a state where I don't know anybody and not have any money. Like, in Florida, I could be broke and it didn't matter because I can make money, I know people. Here, it's like, I don't know anybody. I can't really, like, be broke here. I have to have, like, money in the bank, just, you know, emergency. But then we overstepped our price range with the SUV. You know what I mean? And then we like the axle was $200. The part was no, it was more than $200. Check this out. So the axle on the trailer broke. I had to upgrade the rim because now the hub that my trailer had, they don't make that hub anymore. So I had to upgrade to a newer type of hub. So in order to upgrade the hub, I had to change the rim. In order to change the rim, they don't just sell you the rim. You have to buy the rim and the tire. So I had to buy a rim and a tire that was $150. I had to buy the bearings that were like in the hub, which was like $89. Finally, I returned it because I found it somewhere else for 40 some dollars. But the one that I found that was cheaper, I had to cut out. My neighbor let me borrow the what's it called? The thing that chisels away, right? Like the grinder, right? My neighbor lets me borrow the grinder, and I grind away the axle. The bearing got stuck on the axle, so I had to grind that away. And finally, the new hub, for some reason, didn't fit inside the axle, so I had to kind of force it to fit. And then, anyways, it's just been like one thing after the other. So, I've had a rough week. But then, like, you get so much peace and tranquility here in Alabama. Like, you come out here and you go to a place like this, and it's so nice to have so many views and awesome stuff. But it's been a rough week for me, no doubt. It's been one of those weeks where, like, it feels like the world's against you. You know, like, you ever have a week where it's just, like, everything goes wrong? I'm still cutting up the tree. I've spent, like, the 3 days before that, I spent, like, 3 days shopping up. By the way, that's a prison, so I'll show you guys that in a minute. That right there is a prison house. The actual prison. Not in use anymore, of course. It's like an antiquity. But yeah, it's just been one of those weeks where, like, everything kind of went to crap on me. Yeah, we all go through tough weeks. And then I spent 3 days shopping up that tree. You guys know my truck got stuck, and then in order to get the truck unstuck, we had to shop away a tree. A big, beautiful tree, by the way. My favorite. I had to cut down my favorite tree on the property. It was the most beautiful tree. It had, like, vines growing through it, and every night the raccoon would crawl up there, and I could sit on my back porch and kind of watch this raccoon do its thing on this tree. You know what I mean? Like, we'd just hang out up there, and we'd kind of look at each other. And I had to cut that tree down because that's the only way to get the truck out was cutting the tree down. So we cut this tree down, and what a nightmare. Like, it would have been cheaper. Wow, thank you, Timothy. I appreciate it. Oh, my gosh. And then, like, you guys are awesome. You know, like, one of my subscribers, now I'm helping him move to Florida, and he donated $100 this week, and I was like, thank you so much, man. I really appreciate it. He donated. My other subscriber donated $100, and, like, I'm not gonna sit here and tell you guys all the crap we're going through, because that's not cool, you know. But it's just awkward, and we came here. Let me be honest. Like, we came to Alabama to be independent. Like, we came here knowing that life would be difficult, knowing that we'd have nobody to turn to. Like, we wanted to gain strength from. Those little no-see-ums are biting me, like, just like in Florida, man. I thought they were only along the coast, but they're up here too. There's not as bad as in Florida, but they're definitely biting. We came here to be stronger, to be self-reliant, to be, like, to become adults, you know? Like, to know that here we don't have anybody. We have to rely on us. What this man does is so much work. I've done it, and I've tapped out. Jose, please help this brother. Thank you so much, man. So, yeah, like, it's been a crazy week. Like, we cut this tree down, which I really didn't want to cut, but, okay, the guy's there with a 4x4. Couldn't find anybody to help me cut this tree down. Get the truck out. Except for this one dude, and his idea was to cut the tree down. So he brings a chainsaw, and he chops it down, and it lands. And I kid you not, the tree is 80 foot long. Like, I've been chopping at it for 3 days. Right, so my back was already hurting from chopping the tree, so I figured let me take on this axle, start messing around with the axle. And by the way, I'm sitting on a swing set. Check this out. I'm on a swing set in the city of Wetumpka, by the river, watching the water flow by. I mean, just amazing setting here. I couldn't walk yesterday. Yeah, that's how bad it was. So I went from spending 3 days. Show you guys this bridge. This bridge is more beautiful than my face. So I went for like 3 days of cutting down trees. I kid you not, it took me 3 days to take the axle out as well. So I felt like all week long, all my work, and there's things we need to do. Like we bought paint to paint our master bedroom, closet, and bathroom. It was on sale. I paid $30 for, it wasn't the color I wanted, but it's a really popular, like a bluish color. It's not a bad color. But I paid $30 for a 5-gallon bucket that was originally worth $240. So we got a good deal on the paint, and we bought this paint. We started painting the bedroom. We did the first coat, needs a second coat. Like, that is something I need to finish. Haven't finished it, okay? I spent the whole week between getting the truck unstuck, cutting down the tree, and then chopping up the tree, and then the stupid axle on my trailer. Thankfully, I didn't lose any jobs over it. I had 3 jobs this week. All 3 of them I did with the pickup truck, so I didn't have to have the trailer. And, I was going to buy another utility trailer to have 2 trailers, but I've had 2 trailers in the past, and they just sit there. It's like when you need something, you don't have it, and then when you have it, you don't need it. So it's like I didn't buy the utility trailer. I should have. And, like, I feel like I didn't invest. I wanted to invest in some equipment when we moved here, like trailers, maybe a small bobcat or something. But I thought to myself, there are 5 tractors on my street. You know what I mean? Like, oh, it's awesome. The view here is amazing. This town's weird because, like, all the houses are on that side of the river. And on this side of the river, I'll go for a walk in a little bit. I'll show you guys more. On this side of the river is the historic center and the business center. By the way, if you're tuning in, HGTV has selected this little town for their hometown makeover show. So this town will be famous here soon. They already started doing some recording here, I guess, yesterday. I heard on Facebook groups that they were recording here. There's cops and it's lots of security. I guess they're movie stars, so they want to... It is absolutely beautiful. I can totally see. And down the river that way, there's a casino. I wonder if I walk to the bridge, if we can see it. Let's go for a little bit of a walk. Katie, if you're watching, I would definitely recommend you come over here. Park next to Coach's Corner. That's Coach's Corner over there, Katie. Park here and just sit here and get a better view because Katie's by the courthouse. Right now, we went to do our taxes. Yes, our homestead exemption. If you're not familiar with what a homestead exemption is, here in the United States... By the way, if you're watching from outside, come over here, baby, and I'll meet you up. Just park, and you can actually sit on this bench or something and just come out here, baby. Basically, that's the bridge. You see where I'm at. It's a small town, show now. But park over here, baby. Like, come over here and park over here. And just hang out here. You can hang out in the car and just watch the river. It's nicer than sitting where you are now. So if you don't know what a homestead exemption is, a homestead exemption is you have to pay property taxes in the United States. And overall, if you get a homestead exemption, it means that you're living in the property. If it's a property that you're living in, you don't have to pay as much taxes because you're living in the home. But if it's like a business endeavor or something, or real estate you're holding on to, then definitely you're going to pay more for taxes. So you get this homestead exemption, you pay less taxes. What is that river? I believe it's the Coosa River. Now, don't quote me on that. I believe it's the Coosa River. There's so many rivers here in Alabama. We have the Alabama River, the Coosa River, the Tallapoosa. There's did you guys know that Alabama has more creeks and rivers and waterways than any other state in the country? It has more biodiversity in plants and animals than any other state in the country. I don't know if you guys knew that, but it's the most diverse ecologically state, and it has more creeks than any other state. If you look at a map of Alabama, There's creeks and rivers winding in all directions. It's an incredible it's an incredible state when it comes to nature. We had we had three hurricanes work their way through here, so the water's moving pretty decently today. So this is the old jailhouse. If you got in trouble in the 1800s here, you would actually. This is a jail. Like, I don't know if it's got a back view, but the jail is right next to the river, and there's like a steep bank behind it. So this is the old jailhouse. If you got in trouble here, this is where you would end up. Oh, they do have a back window. So if you were in jail, that's not a bad deal, though, man. Can you imagine? Look at how thick these walls are, by the way. You are not getting out of this. Jupiter is nice. I think it's nice. Unless you're in the wrong side of Jupiter or something. I think Jupiter's nice. Can you imagine this? Look at how, like, you can stick your whole hand through here. You can stick your whole hand inside of this thing. And quite literally, I can't believe how thick these walls are. Like, they really didn't want these people to get out. But can you look at the view, though? They had a view of the river. Can you imagine being in prison, right? You caught the wife with another man or something, and you're in prison. And you got windows on the sides, too. This is your view. That's not a bad view for a prison, y'all. I think they were hooking the cellmates up, man. And look, it's like really... Oh, look at the bottom. See how it's like real stone? Like, the bottom is like real stone and the top is brick. And it's like really thick. Like, I can't believe how thick these walls are. Like, that's not a bad deal, man. If I was going to do some time, it'd be... But look at how dark it is, though. It's dark in there. Can you imagine the smell? Let me get away from this thing. I don't want to catch a disease. Can you imagine the smells inside of that building? Look at how thick those walls are. Look at this. Like, you were not getting out of here. You're not going to have your buddy bust you out or nothing. Look at that. You are not getting out of this prison. If you were in there, you were in there. There's no getting out of this prison. Wow. Have a job lined up. If you're coming to Alabama, please have a job lined up. Try to get transferred or something. Have a job. Don't come here without a job. Hey, buddy. Hey. Sorry, I didn't see you. I almost bumped into you, man. So people in Alabama are so friendly. That's not a bad view for being locked up, man. So it was built... Look at this, y'all. Built in 1820. There's Katie in her Yukon, which I'm seriously wondering, why on earth did I spend $12,000 on an SUV? It's just one of those things that's like, I always wanted it. I always wanted this Yukon. Like, I always wanted one. And then it's like, hey, how you doing? I think we're going to have some conversations here with somebody. People are so awesome out here. I think it's... We're going to be on TV. Are we?
I don't know.
We'll find out.
People.
Are they filming people? Where?
Over there.
We'll say hi. Hey, how are you? We're on live. We're doing a YouTube showing everybody the town. Oh, that's awesome. Can I show you? No. Just a hi in there. Well, we're just having a good time enjoying this beautiful place.
It is.
I love your car.
Thanks.
That is fun. It's a Florida car?
It is.
Isn't it beautiful here? It is just amazing. Are they filming out there?
I don't know.
They will be. So, just enjoying the place. It's awesome.
It is.
And
Formations down there
the crater impact? Isn't that crazy? Yeah. Well, you have a beautiful day. Nice. Thanks for saying hello. And if you see us around town, we're here in Elmore County. So if you see us around, say hi. That is our vehicle. But you can talk to Katie if you want. I'm on live.
I know. Go ahead.
You got to. All right. Well, you have a beautiful day. All right.
Yeah.
Thank you. So, I'm loving it out here. This is awesome. She just had to say hi. You know, get out and walk a little bit. Okay, talk to her, baby. Talk to her. Make friends. Make friends. I want to run with the live stream, all right? You two girls hang out, all right? Make friends. You ain't got nobody from no friends out here yet. But let her know I say hi, but I got to do my live stream. All right. So, people have been so welcoming here. You guys have no idea how welcoming people have been here. This thing is hilarious. It's like a robot made out of, I don't know. whatever. But anyways, built in 1820 or so. This was the first jail in Wetumpka. And I'm going to tell you something. Wow, the water actually came up that high? No way. 57 feet. On this day, the river rose. It is a Coosa River. I knew it was the Coosa River. Rose to this level. Oh my gosh. Wouldn't that have been scary? The water, it's 56 feet. That's what I was saying. And it's actually higher that way. So what I was telling you guys was pretty accurate. There's no railing here. And if you fall, it's about a 60-foot fall. There's no railing here. And if you fall, it's a 60-foot fall. If you're thinking about moving to Alabama, please have a job secured. I can tell you the job market here. There's a lot of jobs for mediocre jobs like fast food and restaurants and stuff. But you don't want that probably. Unless you're just like me, you're like totally uneducated, you just don't have any other options. Then I guess. There was, oh, look at the big lizard. I missed the lizard. There was a giant blue-tailed skink. What are they called? Skink. Insulation at the bottom of this thing here. But you can see they have wood on the inside. So can you imagine like the smell and the, ugh, this would have been horrible. I mean, this thing is like a, oh, it must have been horrible. I mean, I'm sure whoever was in this jail probably had to use the bathroom inside the jail and then corner as a bathroom. Could you imagine the water coming up this high? That would be terrifying. Wow. So in the 1930s, the water actually got up here. 56 feet high. That is crazy. But yes, definitely, if you're coming to Alabama, I'd recommend you have a job set up. Your company will transfer you. Like if you've been for a company for many, many years and they'll transfer you here. And under those circumstances, I would definitely recommend it. But if you don't have a job set up, I would really advise caution. It doesn't seem, once you are, like once you're set up, and my overhead here is higher than in Florida. And again, I'm not going to like sugarcoat and say everything's been some great, incredible. I'm not going to say everything's been some incredibly awesome experience. There's been some things, with this move. That tree is massive. There's been some things with this move that have been difficult. And we knew that coming into it, So if you're moving, you're going to encounter, look at the size of this tree. You're going to encounter difficulties. But you're also those difficulties are going to make you stronger. You're going to be more self-reliant. You're going to strive to be harder and better. I hope. I'm a fan of graffiti. However, I do feel that graffiti has its proper place in society. And a bridge in the center of a town probably isn't the best place to do it. I feel that I like graffiti. I'm a fan of graffiti. Wow, this bridge, again, look at the size of these cracks. I'm wearing flip-flops. You could quite literally fall through this thing. So again, this is a state where you're on your own. The liabilities of this place seem incredible. I can feel this thing. This is not like, I'm not wearing, look at this. So the liabilities in this place are incredible. It doesn't seem like, and this is all over Alabama, everywhere you go. It doesn't seem like you're on your own. If you fall through something or you fall off a cliff or something, you're pretty much on your own out here. Let's see what type of graffiti we have. Again, I believe graffiti has its proper place, and old abandoned buildings to me is a go. But an old bridge like this or something like this important to do graffiti on it, I don't know. Not my cup of tea. So let's see if there's anything interesting here. If anybody sees any gang graffiti or seems like small town crap, like Billy Bob loves Charlene or something. It's nothing. They have the Mexican colors on that one would usually indicate La Raza, which is a Mexican gang, but it could also indicate Italian or Mexican. Doesn't exactly have to be related to that gang, but usually when you see those colors like that, can mean that. I don't see anything gang related. Huh. Nothing gang related. That's usually a good sign. Unless there's something I'm missing. Typical graffiti. There's a nice piece here. AVG did a nice piece here. Nothing incredible though. It's like you're really on your own here in Alabama. You're not going to get... Good question. Oh, did I miss a good question? What'd you say? What would I have done differently on the move? Wow, I don't even know. Um, I don't even know how to answer that. If there's something like I could go back and change it. Um, wow, I don't think I should have bought. Okay, we had money left over after we bought the house, and man, we paid $12,000 for that SUV. Well, we paid 10,000. We paid like 10,000 something, but with tags, taxes, came out to 12,000 out the door. That means with tags, taxes, all the related expenses, it came out to 12,000, and I do think that was excessive for us. But we always wanted to have a Yukon or a Tahoe or something, and we've never been able to have it. Now we have it, and I'm like, yeah, it seems like a little overrated. They're really horrible gas hoggers. That's the first one, is that they're total gas hogs. Like, they are the worst gas hogging things you could imagine. And they tell you that the gas mileage is 15 or something. That's totally a lie. They are complete gas hogs. I think I'm going to put it back on the marketplace and try to get what I paid for it out of it, 12,000. And if I can get 12,000, there's something weird about Alabama. People here think cars are like gold. And buying a car here, you don't get a deal. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to put it on the marketplace for 12,000, get my money back out of it, and go to Florida, and for $4,000 or $5,000 in Marco Island or in Naples, I can get a very, very decent car, bring it up here, and I'll be getting an awesome deal on a car. So I think that's one thing. That's a really good question that you asked. What would I have done differently? I definitely wouldn't have bought that SUV. I had my dad come up, and I think Dad should have waited to come up. We weren't ready to attend him. Like, he should have came up here when we were settled down. The house still needs. We're still painting bedrooms and moving stuff around. We still got stuff in boxes. It wasn't really the right time for Dad to come. Yeah, so we're gonna definitely get rid of the Yukon. But here, understand me though. Understand this. I'm not saying it was a ridiculously stupid decision. It's just, now that I look at it, I'm like, okay, I always wanted to have this car. And here's the thing, it's got 110,000 miles. So with 110,000 miles, I could quite literally put another 100,000 miles on this SUV and still get $9,000 for it. So I would pay $3,000 to put 100,000 miles on a nice Yukon SUV. So the depreciation on these cars is not that good. But then the other thing I didn't consider was the liability. So here on one side, I'm going to turn the camera away from these people. You have on one side the liability, the cost of it, right? But we bought it cash, so that's okay. But then you have the liability. I have to have real insurance. Like before, I had like a really cheap car insurance. Now the car insurance has to be full coverage because it's some ridiculously expensive car. I can't be driving around in a $12,000 car and not have full coverage. So now I gotta have full coverage on it. Okay. So now you gotta have full coverage on it, and now I gotta have homeowners insurance. Before in Florida, since we're living in a mobile home, and the price of like the value of the property wasn't even the mobile home, it was the land. Where here it's the home, so now we gotta have homeowners insurance. So what I've done is I've created so many liabilities. By getting more and better things, I've created more of a liability than I had in Florida. In Florida, I didn't really have overhead or liability. Now we have overhead and liability. By the way, giant freaking tree again. Wow. And of course, if you really love somebody in Wetumpka, hopefully you get monthly payment for your situation. None of my business I did for 3 years were honorable. 3 years was good for me. Yeah, expensive SUV, it's a liability. It needs to have better insurance. Now that we have a house that's nice, and the value of my property now isn't the land, it's the house. Now we have to have homeowners insurance. We never cared for homeowners insurance in Florida. Didn't need to because, again, the value was the land. The land wasn't going to go anywhere. So now we have to have homeowners insurance. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, no problem. Yeah, I'm just looking at the messages when they pop up. So anyways, yeah, we've created more overhead. I kind of had a perfect overhead situation in Naples where I didn't need homeowners insurance. Driving one vehicle didn't need all that much insurance. Now I have 8 tires instead of 4. Now I have 2 full coverage insurances instead of 1. Oh, and by the way, the truck did get damaged, but I'm not going to put right off the bat, because I just switched to State Farm. I'm not going to go ahead and, no, it's all good. You guys go on your side chats. You guys talk. I want you guys to interact. I want you guys to make friendships here on the channel. Now, if you're dating, I'm charging a dating fee. If you're using my live stream as a dating, this kid's chasing a duck. Don't use my live stream for a dating app. We've had a lot of those lately. That cracks me up though. I tell them they have to pay me a fee for doing it. Yeah, I'm just joking, of course. That's not really a whoa. This deck, you're so high over this. God, it's pretty here. It really is beautiful. It's like everywhere you go here, it's beautiful. Not everywhere. I'm talking about, we were just in Montgomery yesterday. I don't know about that. Well, Montgomery is beautiful. Anyways, yeah, we have really made life a little bit more complicated than what I wanted to. We brought our overhead a little bit higher than I feel comfortable with. I didn't have so much overhead in Florida. So what I think would be better, and I might have to think on this for a while, would be to get rid of the SUV and buy like a $4,000 clunker in Florida. I'll go to Marco Island or Sanibel or Fort Myers Beach, like one of those little retired people places. My voice cracked on. Go to one of those little tiny retirement towns, and you'll get really good deals in Florida on cars. That is one thing about Florida. Is that a chicken on the road? No way. I have to check this out. There's chickens over here. That is so cool. Here's a park, and there's like a chicken crossing the road. Why did the chicken cross the road in Wetumpka? And there's a rooster too. Let me tell you guys, I am on the edge. I'm on the verge of getting chickens. I'm about to convert my shed into a chicken coop. He's running off the road. I love chickens, and now I can have them. I just don't know if it's rude to get a rooster or not, because I love roosters. Let's check them out. Let's see how close we can get to these chickens. That's hilarious. Chickens on the road. Look at how nice this park is for kids. Excuse me. This would be a great place to raise a family. I wish we had kids. We don't. But if we did, it would be a great place to raise a family. I guess it'd be a great place to raise Katie. Just look at it. I'm raising Katie. Check out this, guys. That's all right. History Unleashed. Welcome aboard. I guess people leave crackers for the chickens. You miss Alabama in the country. I know. Like, you don't make as much money here. You're not going to get rich here, that's for sure. But, you can really get peace and tranquility here in Alabama. The people are so friendly. And the place is so... you don't need to make as much money. Like, you just got to make enough money to live. You know what I mean? Sadly, I've made some decisions with my move that raised my overhead. So to answer your question, subscriber, I think if I could change anything about my move, I would have considered not increasing my overhead. So now we're going to make some moves to fix that. The SUV is probably going to go. It's a gas hog. It's beautiful. It's comfortable. I'm going to get a little clunker, maybe a little Lincoln or something. We're big people. We can't drive around in a Toyota. And everybody's going to say, get a Toyota. I can't get a Toyota. My dad has a Toyota. He bought it with 0 miles, and it's almost a 200,000. My sister bought it at 0 miles. She got so sick and tired of it, she let my dad had it. And he still has it. We're too big, okay? It's not going to work. We need a Lincoln or a Mercury or something a little bit bigger. We bought a Yukon Denali. I don't even know what it is. A Yukon XL. It's a giant gas hogging monster because it looks cool, Stupid move, you know what I mean? Like, I always wanted it, and we haven't had nice cars. Like, okay, now I have it. I'm like, I don't need it. Like, a little Honda would work for us, or a little, maybe something a little bit bigger than a Honda. Like a little Lincoln or a Mercury or something, because we're big people. You know what I mean? A Toyota isn't going to work for us. Yeah, a Crown Vic or something, you know what I mean? So, with all that, we really need something that that you know, and then we can get a $4,000 or $5,000 car. We'll have $8,000 left over. Now those $8,000, we'll put them into the house, right? We'll put them into the house, and then hopefully that will help us when we go to resell one day. I don't know, but then like, I'm not losing money on the SUV. It's not like I'm losing money on it because, like I said, I'm gonna grab this SUV. I bought it for $12,000. I can put 100,000 miles on it, and right now they're selling with 300,000 miles. There's one in Montgomery right now on the internet with 320,000 miles, and they're asking 9,000. So it's not a loss. I could put 100,000 miles on it and sell it for $3,000 less than I bought it. So I literally use the car. That's the equation that I make, right? But then I'm like, dude, now I gotta have full coverage on this thing. It's a gas hog. Could I get away with a little Crown Vic or a little Buick or an Oldsmobile, you know, and not have to pay that full coverage insurance? Oh no, that's what things. No. Listen. No, Angie, I'm sorry. The one that I bought has 110,000 miles. No, I don't think I'm sorry, I confused you. The one that I bought has 110,000 miles. And it's got a 5.3. So with 200,000 miles, I'll still get 8 or 9. I'm saying this, even after I put, no. I wouldn't buy a car with that much mileage. Not for $12,000. No, it's got 110,000 miles. And you know what? It is hard to find cars with low mileage, especially SUVs and trucks. Like you see that little Toyota right there? That Toyota could have 240,000 miles on it, and you ain't going to touch it for less than $14,000. So SUVs and pickup trucks, they really, even if they have high mileage, they still hold their value pretty good. And I don't think people are buying as many expensive big SUVs anymore. They're buying these smaller ones. So I think big SUVs will hold their value. Let's keep walking here. So it's not a bad investment or a bad purchase or anything, but it's right for me because it's like the overhead. So that's one thing I do regret. And I think we're going to put it on the market. And if I can get my $12,000 out of it, no rush. It's not like I have to sell it or need to sell it. You know, my dad's got a little Toyota Camry. Me and Katie, we're too big. It's not going to work. We know that. Like, we get in my dad's Camry and, like, my back hurts. You know what I mean? We're big people, so we need a big, comfortable car. I think our move is probably going to be going to Florida. Once I sell it, I'll get my $12,000. I'll go to Florida and go to Marco Island, and I'll find a little Buick or an Oldsmobile or a Ford or a Mercury. A nice little big sedan, a little bit older. It's got 80 or 70,000 miles on it. Pick it up for $3,000 or $4,000. Bring it up here, and whatever money's left over, use it on the house, you know? That's it. That's probably the only thing I do regret. Or if I could change anything else, would I change where I bought? That's an interesting question because when I... Oh, okay, Latasha, thank you so much. Make sure you say hi to Mike for me. And say hi to the kids for me as well. I hope they're staying out of trouble. Let the kids know I said hi, okay? Bye, Latasha. Say hi to Mike and say hi to the kids for me. I wish I could go fishing with you guys back in Florida again. I miss fishing with you guys. Bye. Have a nice day. So, yeah. That's our fishing buddies. We would go out in the Everglades fishing together. They're awesome. Love it. Love it. You know, like, now that I'm here, of course, we bought the first. So there was, like, on the marketplace, lots of traffic, by the way, coming up off. There's always traffic here in Wetumpka, always. Look at a little rush hour here. Because 14, I think, is the only road crossing through here. Oh, there's a museum here. Awesome. And I guess since the whole HGTV thing's going on, people are familiar with recording, so everybody understands their town's up and coming, so they understand your people recording and doing videos. They're not really hostile here like in other parts of Florida. I've done videos in Florida where you can definitely feel that people are not happy with your recording. Here we haven't had any trouble at all, even in the hoods. And I'm talking like we go deep in the hoods here and record, and I haven't had a problem. Although in Montgomery, I had one vehicle that did something strange, and I kind of got scared and left. But inner city stuff. You and Katie should be prepping, stockpile your food and ammo. We have we have about 200 pounds of rice. We have about a 3-month supply of dry food. We have about 400 rounds of ammunition, so we're okay for a few months. I can't save for a year or 2 years supply because that is completely unreasonable. We just can't afford it. But with COVID, I learned one thing is that you need to have, a dry storage. So actually last week we spent about $600. We resupplied toilet paper, soap, dry food, rice. We got like stuff put away for ages. So if it comes down to self-sufficiency, we're ready for it. And we do have some ammo. I need to get more ammo. Ammo's not expensive. And we have deer on our front yard. We got squirrels. So if it comes down to, subsistence living or whatever, we'll be all right because we can actually do it fairly well versus living in the city where you can't really hunt a deer in your front yard. So we got that under control. I mean, we're not like ridiculous about it, but yeah. I haven't tried squirrel yet. I don't know if it's good or bad. I'm not really sure if squirrel's good or bad. I haven't tried it, but if the stores are closed and you can't get anything, I don't know about what you guys went through with COVID. I never missed a meal, but man, I'll tell you what, when the whole COVID thing came through, that opened up my eyes, man. You got to have 100 or 200 pounds of rice sitting there. You know what I mean? You got to have 200 pounds of rice sitting or laying around. That's one thing I learned with COVID. You got to have your basic essential stuff. You have to have it. You can't go without it. You got to have a little stockpile of rice and, a few matches and a gun, to be honest. You got to have some type of protection. Not only protection, but also, I know, that's just, you ate a squirrel, that's cool. I haven't done it yet. How did it taste? Doesn't matter. Like, I'm not gonna eat a squirrel for fun. If I'm eating a squirrel, it's because the stores are closed and World War III is taking place. You understand what I'm saying? Like, it's not like I'm just gonna randomly go and eat a squirrel. But if it came to that, when I was a little kid in Cuba, y'all remember I was born in Cuba. I was 6 years old when I came over here. We used to eat paper in Cuba. We used to go to I guess my parents, they would go to a bakery and they would get from the bakery bakery sheets, right? And you're only supposed to chew on them. There was no food when I was a little kid growing up in Cuba. No food at all. Wow, this is stunningly beautiful. I think I'm gonna sit right here. When I was a little kid in Cuba, we used to eat paper. We would get bakery sheets, where they would make bread or like, sweets and stuff, and we would eat that. My parents would give us the paper. You were supposed to chew on it, right? And the parents would have to watch us because instead of chewing on it, we were so hungry we'd actually eat the paper. So I remember that from living in Cuba. So I'm in the United States, man. Like, if I survived in Cuba in the 90s, nothing here in the United States is gonna faze me. You know what I mean? Life comes to whatever it comes to. Like, that's not in my plan to go through misery and starvation. But if it came to that, I'm a survivor, man. Yeah, that's not lie. That's what we went through in Cuba. It was hard. So, like, dude, I'm in the United States. I'm a U.S. citizen. Do you guys know how hard it was for me to become a U.S. citizen? It was the battle of my life. I can't really elaborate on the details, but me becoming a U.S. citizen was one of the hardest challenges ever. They do that here. They drop the back of the SUVs. So, this is Alabama, y'all. I'm from PA. I've starved too. Poverty in the U.S. is real. Yeah, poverty in the U.S. is real. But what a lot of Americans don't realize is how easy we got it here. For one, there's still squirrels. There's still birds. There's still fish in the water. like America has not depleted its natural resources. There are places where we have. You know, there's places where the natural resources of the land have been depleted. Cuba, there's not even birds in the trees anymore. People have eaten the birds. People have eaten the fish. There's no squirrels in Cuba. You know? So, I'm not going to eat a squirrel for fun. Of course not. I'm not going to eat a squirrel because I'm going to eat a squirrel. I'll eat a squirrel if I have to. You know what I mean? Unless you guys want me to eat a squirrel, then I'll eat it. But yeah, this is a decent little town in Alabama, Wetumpka. Friendly people, as you can see. I just wish I had more people, my people here, you know? Oh yeah, food stamps kept us alive, man. Hey, anybody ever buy a car with food stamps? The first car we bought in the United States, we bought it with food stamps. We put all our food stamps together. There was like 20 of us, right? And you guys remember when food stamps used to be like paper? Isn't that something funny about Alabama? It's not funny, but it's just, it is funny because it's reality. Sometimes reality is funny. I was talking about food stamps. Y'all remember, all right. The first of the month here in Alabama, yeah, real food stamps. I'm talking the real food stamps. When they used to look like dollars. You know what I'm talking about. They're all different colors and stuff. I remember that. The first car we bought in the United States, we bought it with food stamps. The government gave us food stamps, and we sold the food stamps. We didn't sell the food stamps. We used the food stamps to buy the car because we didn't have a car. We needed a car because in Louisville, Kentucky, the family had to get to work, and like there was like 10 people using one car to go to work in the morning. You know what I mean? Like it was serious stuff, y'all. I'm afraid of tall bridges. I'm doing this for you guys. I'm doing this for you guys watching right now. I'm terrified of bridges. I really am. It made me nervous. Nice you see a nice. You got that's about Alabama. Everybody's got fly cars here. Everybody's got like old school cars and muscle cars, and people really care about old cars here. And I do too. I like to see them, but just owning them is expensive and impractical at times. See somebody's fishing down there. Oh man, they're fishing down there. That would be a really cool spot to fish. Cars are important here. Everybody's whoa, dude, I am so terrified. They're fishing down there. So they're fishing right down there. Let me see if I can show you guys. Water's pretty clear too. Water is very clear. Look at all the cars that come through here, man. It's all like sports cars and pickup trucks, and cars are really, the water is so clear, man. The water really is clear. So they're fishing down there. They got it figured out. The water is very clear. Very, very clear water today. Fresh rainwater. Saludos. What's up, man? Doing good. Aquí disfrutando Alabama, mi gente. Bienvenido al canal. Welcome on board. But let's get out here to the center so you guys can see this better. But yeah, everybody's got cars here. It's like cars are really important to people here, which is nice. You gotta have something to live for. ¿Cómo te tratan los gringos por allá? Straight, man. I haven't had no problems with the gringos, man. These gringos are straight over here, man. Better than Florida, to be honest. Everybody talks about Alabama country people. And these are the friendliest people I've met my whole life, man. These truly are the friendliest people I've met my whole life. People have nothing but bad things to say about Alabama country people. And these are the friendliest people I've ever met. They say that they're backwards and blah, blah, blah. And they don't like you if you're from over there. None of that, man. Honestly, I haven't had any of those problems with these people. If anything, I feel like they're more welcoming than people in Florida. Unless you go to like LaBelle or Arcadia. Like when you get to small town, people are always better. You get to like LaBelle, Arcadia, those little small towns like that, and the people are really different. You know what I mean? This water is very clear. Very clear water. Yeah. Our subscriber says, Tristolino says, Florida's complete trash. No, I mean, there's still good little towns. The thing is that the poverty, man, like, okay, look, I would have been willing. Let me talk about this, you guys, because it's appropriate. Look at all those birds over there. Tampa has a bunch of. They burned down the Foot Locker in Tampa. With this water moving through here, the fishing's got to be amazing. Let's go back over the town. Let's get into town again. Okay, this is appropriate to talk about. Okay, we wanted to move. I did my homework. You know, a lot of people say, you know, you didn't do your homework when you moved to Alabama because you've never been there. I had never been to this area before, but check this out. We spent like 2 or 3 years traveling, going to places. Arcadia and LaBelle were the first areas we were interested in moving to. I totally get it. Been in Florida for 40 years from Kentucky. Yeah, I came from Kentucky too. Raised a child by myself. There was nothing wrong with food stamps. Anytime you move, it's a struggle. I lost everything in 2013. I'm so sorry you lost everything. I hope you're doing better now. And yes, I also came from Kentucky. Mississippi. All right, Mississippi's not too far away. So I'm sorry you lost everything in 2013, but I'm glad that in 2020 you're here with us on YouTube having a nice chat. That's what matters. I also came from Kentucky. We looked at Arcadia. Okay, here's the thing. We did look at affordable areas in Florida. And let me tell you why it didn't work out. We went to Arcadia. So there's this house in Arcadia. And this was like about a year before I moved. I know Tampa. Tampa welcomes you by flying the largest Confederate flag in the world. Yes, Tampa has a giant flag. And we have them here. Let me explain the difference to you between a Confederate flag in Alabama and a Confederate flag in Tampa. There are no Confederates in Tampa. These people here, their grandparents had people. There's a difference between Confederates and Florida. By the way, there was nobody in Florida. The Union never made it to South Florida. The Union never made it to South Florida. The only thing there was down here was Fort Jefferson, and that wasn't really anything they cared about to protect or anything. Okay? The Union forces came here to Alabama, and they destroyed Alabama. They destroyed Mississippi. They burned Atlanta. They burned Georgia. They burned South Carolina. So when your grandpa and your grandparents, they tell you stories about Yankees coming over here and burning everything down, that's their family heritage. But these people, what was there in South Florida? What was there in South Florida in the 1850s? Nothing. There's a bunch of Cubans that were fishing along the coast. That's it. That's it. Even after Florida was transferred to the British, and even after the British lost it to the Americans, there was nothing but Cubans in South Florida because they were fishing, and that's like the only thing there was to have did in Florida. So there's a huge difference. Oh my God, I never heard about that story, History Unleashed. Never heard that story. But anyways, this is their heritage. Like, there's houses here, you know, that were burned. You know, people lost their everything. They came in there and burned everything. Who in Florida, in South Florida, had a Yankee burn down their farm or burn down their house or the plantation? Nobody. It's not their heritage. So I understand here in Alabama how some people, that is their heritage. And by the way, a lot of the people who fly their Confederate flags are friends with a lot of black people. It's not a racial thing here anymore. I lived in my Jeep with my dog for 7 years. People here in Sarasota area brought me an old mobile home, so difficult adjusting. I'm 69. For 7 years, I was an invisible person, miss traveling around. Yeah, homelessness in Florida is a problem. And there are generous people out there. There's no doubt about that. There are generous people. Florida is mostly outsiders, so like, how are you going to tell me that you live in South Florida and you need to fly a Confederate flag for what? Why aren't you in Alabama? If you're a Confederate, why aren't you in Mississippi? Why aren't you in Alabama? You're not. It's a cultural thing. They saw it on country music television, and they think it's cool, and they take up this thing, and they're not. They don't know what their heritage is. Because the people who really know their heritage they're still living in Alabama, Mississippi. They're still in their towns. If you left Alabama or Mississippi, I doubt these people even like know what their real heritage is. So that big giant Confederate flag in Tampa, it's out of place. Like, it's offensive in Tampa. It's kind of like if I flew a giant Cuban flag here, it would be freaking offensive to everybody here because it's kind of not. I don't know. Whatever. I'm gonna get off that topic. I don't do politics, but as a social thing, I haven't had any problem with anybody. And matter of fact, if you watch music videos of country music videos, just about every single country singer in the South, out of Georgia, you got the Georgia Boys, you got Demon Jones, you got all these country artists from the South, will usually have black people in their music videos, even if they have rebel flags, and sometimes even in the same shot. So the context of it here is different than the context of it elsewhere. You know, people think that the South is more backwards. However, it's not 1865, dude. It's 2020. Like, here in these little, you start driving around these little towns, and you'll see, multiracial couples. You know, you'll see people that are from different races married, and they have kids, and you'll see older people that are mixed race too. You know, Palm Ghetto, Palm Ghetto. Yes, homelessness is a huge problem in Florida, and it's only going to get worse. California is in really bad shape right now. Unfortunately, California is really going through it worse than Florida. And people blame it on politics. I don't think it's a political thing. I think it's just cities are not a place you want to live in a world. The world is more dangerous than it's ever been. That's undeniable. I mean, the world that we're living in today is much more dangerous than any other time we've ever been alive in. Civil unrest. The internet has made civil unrest much more volatile, unpredictable, and explosive. Things can just pop off. Somebody can go on Facebook right now and put up a video, and next thing you know, you're in the middle of a yeah, I enjoy it. We're just going for a walk. You're fine. So it is a world that we're living in today is different than the world of the past. We're living in a world where things have changed. We're living in a world where things are just of a different dimension. You understand? So the world that we're living in today kind of doesn't... get the camera off people for a second. The world that we're living in today is different, you know? And the cities just aren't really attractive to people anymore. Affordability is another thing. Pandemic, I'd see. Do you guys know, I can't remember what city, I think it's Millbrook where I live now. Or Prattville. I think it was Millbrook. But there's one, I think it's Millbrook where I live now. I was looking at the history. And it's a town that, unlimited hotspot for $60 a month. Where can I find unlimited hotspot for $60 a month? Again, I'm paying between cell phones. Cell phones are running me $160, and hotspots running me almost $100. So we're at $200, almost $300. We're almost at $300 a month for our connections. Which I'm thinking, okay, AT&T, if I'm paying you $300 a month, don't you think I should have unlimited data? My plan is to move back to Cuba before age 50. You crazy moving back to Cuba, man. You'll go through money in Cuba faster than you will here. I would not recommend moving back to Cuba to anybody. The United States is still the United States, man. In a time of unrest and all, it's still the United States. People from Canada and Germany and other countries want to live here. And those are some of the best countries in the world that have better health care, have better social programs, and it's still better. Like, I was talking to a friend that lives in Belgium. Belgium is one of the best countries in the world to live in. Belgium is, for a fact, the most beautiful country in the world, probably, at least from an architectural point of view. Dude, I'm minimalistic here. I am a minimalistic here too, but, you know, like, when you look at our Cuban people, man, look. not only you won't miss it. No, you think you won't miss them. You think you won't miss the United States. You will, man. I know a lot of people that move back to Cuba and then they move back over. And by the way, I don't know me. I can't move back to Cuba. We left Cuba because my dad was a political prisoner. I can't go back to Cuba. I'm a U.S. citizen, and that's all there is to be. My phone already gave me a 20% notification, so I think we got maybe 20, 30 minutes before I got to check out. When I visit, I don't want to come back. I know that, but you know what? The problem is, Tostino, what is it? Your screen name? Tristolino. The problem is, you're going to Cuba. No. You're going to Cuba with U.S. dollars. When those U.S. dollars are finished, you don't want to be in Cuba. Metro PCS, you had unlimited data with a hotspot for $60. I want to look into that. I got Auto Metro. To me, getting from Metro, Auto Metro was like getting out of prison. But no, I mean, like they're not the greatest company, but I'll look into that. I mean, anything is anything at this point. But come on, AT&T, I'm giving you 160 for, and actually it was 190 for the phones. They had me on this like insurance policy on both my phones. I'm like, why am I paying insurance on my phones? I don't need insurance on my phones. They're like, oh, when you buy the phone, we automatically give it. I don't need insurance on my phone. Are you kidding me? If it breaks, I'll buy another one. I'm a political refugee and I want my human rights. Tony Montana, exactly. I am never going to go back to Cuba. My country has been, and you know what's odd? Now we're talking about Cuba. Do you guys realize how similar Alabama is to Cuba? It is so similar to Cuba that it was just, we could do a whole video on that. You don't have human rights here in the look, man, I don't understand your mindset, Tristolino, but I can't have this conversation, brother. My dad was in prison in Cuba for 5 years. I know what we went through in Cuba. The communists ran me over with bicycles. To this day, my knees are disfigured because when I was a little kid, the communists tried to kill me. By the way, all of the world's wars have been caused by communists. All of the starvation, like real starvation in the world has been. I'm not even going to talk to you about that, brother. I can't talk to you. I don't even like to talk about it. In fact, I'm a Cuban and I don't ever think I'm going to go back to Cuba. And even after Cuba goes back to some other type of... What communist? The ones that put my dad in jail for 5 years? The ones that try to run me over? Mira, you see these knees? My knees? When I was a little kid, they ran me over with motorcycles because they wanted my dad to take a military job and he didn't refuse it. You ain't going to tell me what communists are, man. You can tell me about you can tell me about anything in the world. You can't tell me about communists because I lived in it and I know what they did to me. Don't go political. You're right. Yeah, you're right. Tree drops. We're going to drop this. But anyways, I know what I went through in Cuba, man. I can never go back to Cuba. I know what I went through in Cuba. I suffered a lot in Cuba. I used to eat paper in Cuba. Like I told you guys earlier in this live stream. We used to eat the paper off the bakery sheets in Cuba. I know what... If you want to go back to Cuba, good luck at it, bro. But I ain't going back to Cuba. Mentiroso. Okay. Anyways, Tristolino, bro, we're going to have to drop the subject, all right? We're dropping the subject. Why would I make that up? For real, man. So you're going to tell me that my dad didn't do 5 years in prison? Anyways, we don't do politics on this channel. We're not doing politics. Anyways, we're done, guys. We don't do politics. We're done. If you guys get on top on politics, I'm gonna drop the live stream. We're not doing politics. What I will say is that there are some similarities between Alabama and Cuba, and mostly the lifestyle. It's very cool. I'm gonna let you guys go. My wife's talking to a local here. I want to meet this local. I hope you guys have a beautiful day. Thank you guys so much for your donations. I'm gonna check out. The battery's almost dead anyways. You guys have a beautiful day. Thank you guys so much for your love and support. You guys are the best. Stay out of trouble. And when you come on my channel, let's stay off the politics. We're not here to talk politics. If you want to talk politics, go on Facebook. I love you guys. Thank you so much for your love and support. And I'm going to talk to this local. This local's been waiting for like 30 minutes to talk to us. So we're going to go meet the local, and I'll let you guys go. Stay out of trouble.